before we had a conversation, and now the mother is here, so the kids are happy. The kids are happy. And are you ready to talk about it, or would you like me to not ask anything?
I think it's better that I talk. Yeah.
Okay. If you're joining us now, this is Azukiswe. He is the Mr. Bizana High School's king. Excuse me. And this is Zizile Mtembu.
Sisi.
Yeah, she says Sisi. Sisi. Oh my gosh, she's saying I should say Sisi. I'm old, guys. I don't know how, I'm very old. So she should be saying Butikum. I'm like, about in my 30s. I just look gorgeous because I'm Zozi. But anyway, this is Zizile Mtembu. She is the co-founder of UZGM. She's my employer for today, so I need to treat her nice because I need to get my check, you know what I'm saying? She is the organizer of Mr. Bizana High Schools and Miss Bizana High Schools. So she has groomed these fine people into who they are today, together with Notumu Mtembu, who is not with us today. And this here, when she spoke, I'm telling you guys, when she spoke, and she said, if the current government does what the apartheid government did, then we should do what we did to the apartheid government. And I said, Amanda, go ahead too. Because, yeah, next year we're voting, guys. Please vote right. Please vote right. I'm not going to say do it, but please vote right. Go and register and vote. It is your right. Anyway, I loved your speech, and I love what you stand for. This is Melissa, who is our Miss Bizana High School's queen. Your Highness, thank you for gracing us with your presence. You have a project that you are working on, an anti-bullying campaign. Please tell us about that.
I have decided to form an anti-bullying campaign because of the traumas that I faced in my first day in high school, which was in 2021. Yes, it was in 2021. So I am a new student. I'm in a new town. I grew up in Durban most of my life, so I came back to Bizana. Yeah, ngiyakhuluma mina. Like ngiyakhuluma mina. So in 2021, I decided to come back to Bizana because I was tired of the life. So I come back. December's nice. And then in January, I now have to go to school. I'm excited to go to school. However, people didn't receive me the way that I thought they would. Because I've always been a different child. I've been different. Like, I feel like most of the spaces that I come into, I'm always this unique person. Yeah. I'm always just my own person. And I've learned to embrace that because it's a beautiful thing for me.
It is, honestly.
At that point, I didn't realize how beautiful I was, how beautiful it is for me to actually be unique. So I could say that I was bullied because I was different. Like, you know, when you're in a school whereby most of the learners have hair, like long hair, and then they light-skinned, and then they got these tight bodies, and then you're just you're there with your dark skin, your short hair. I've always been boyish. So, yeah, I think that also contributed towards the bullying and all of that. But, so this led to me thinking that I didn't have a sense of belonging back then. So, first day of school, I arrive and the comments start like, where's this one coming from? Like, you know, those kind of things. But then first day, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's on trailer, which I've always been, you know, different. So people adapted to me. Yeah. So at some point, I thought that they would adapt to me. Unfortunately, they didn't. So the bullying got worse. I got threats at school. After school, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I think that because even at school, I wasn't doing my best because I'm always thinking, yo, kusasa ngesikoleni, I'm going to meet ban, and then they're gonna say this and that. So stress leyo nto, and at the same time I have to focus on my books, and then that affected me a lot academically.
How old are you when all of this is happening?
I was 12. Yes, I was 12. Yeah. I was actually 12 years old, and yeah, I think it was around May. I attempted to commit suicide. That failed by the grace of God, and I'm grateful. And then on June, I left. I went back to Durban to apply for another school. I just decided to go back to this place to the space where I know that I'm accepted. People understand me. So yes, I go back to this place, and yeah, unfortunately, I had to.
You're fortunately for us.
Well, so yeah, I didn't get a school that year, so I had to stay at home for like the whole year, just attending counseling, and yes, just trying to get over Lantobana and finally learn to accept myself for who I am, so that people can also accept me for who I am. Because I think that into eyenza abantu ukuthi benza abantu ukuthi banginyeza kakhulu, it was because that nam bengibanike platform, because I was also not confident in myself, and I've learned to be bold and stand my ground. So that's when I took back my power, especially ever since I walked into this campaign, this program called Mr. and Miss Bizana High Schools under the OZGM Foundation. So this has helped me a lot in building the person that I am now. I feel like I'm more confident in myself, my abilities. I'm able to stand my ground and actually know what I stand for, and not allowing people to put me down because you know people always have comments about you. People still don't understand me even now, like but then now it's different because I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I'm capable. So it's different now. People can't just put me down like that. I'm never, ever, ever allowing people to do that to me again. So me launching this campaign is me trying to help abanye abantwana who are going through the same experiences that I went through. Because that it doesn't only affect you like ekuthenini ungabi na confidence. You end up ucabanga ukuthi okay, mina I don't deserve ukuba sendaweni ethile. I uzenyeze like yourself. You feel like you're not capable of doing anything at all. And then you start thinking, and then the suicide thoughts, and then everything else, which leads to depression. We're trying to fight against having a depressed youth. So this is me trying to fight against that and actually teaching people ukuthi bakwazi uku-accept abantu who are different from them, which is why I'm working with a home egcina abantu who are disabled. Because I also had relatives who were disabled, and people, I didn't like the way people reacted to them, honestly. As much as I was young, but then I could see this is not it.
Were you ever, growing up, were you ever outspoken? Have you ever had this heart for people, for helping growing up?
I think, okay, yes, I did. But then I feel like I just didn't act on it as much as I am now.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking is I had a conversation with a friend of mine who beat cancer. She's only 20 years old. And we were talking, like you're saying, I went through depression for the longest time. I'm 28. I only beat depression completely maybe like last year or early this year. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm happy. I have not felt a sense of sadness, like the overwhelming sadness where you're just like, I want to die, I want to not exist.
Yes.
And we were talking, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that you went through the pain that you went through, Zozi, because it has made you this person. And I was like, I'm also glad that you beat cancer, because I feel like when you face death, you appreciate life more.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm asking whether or not you've always had this heart is because your aura, Bryce, is so amazing. Like, you just, ooh, you know, just like, who's this person? Who's this girl? And I'm genuinely grateful that I get to work with you. It is one of the most beautiful blessings ever, because I get to experience you, you know, in person. And I hope that people who are watching this can also just feel your aura and just feel your heart as you speak. And so a part of me is glad that you went through bullying, because then it built in you this character of saying, I actually want to stand up for myself and for others who can't stand up for themselves.
Yes.
But at the same time, I am so sorry that you went through that, because it must have been pain to deal with and just hell for the fact that you actually thought of taking your life. I'm also glad that you didn't work out, you know, taking your life, because we wouldn't have you here. Oh man, no, this just made me. I think I need coffee. I think I need a coffee break. Do you have parents?
I do have parents, yeah.
Yeah. How was it like for them when you were going through this?
I must say, they didn't actually notice, because I hide pain very well. So like I'd like, whenever I feel like I need to cry, I'm going to just go to the bedroom, dizivalele and cry. And then ngipuma as if nothing happened. Because I do not want people to see me vulnerable. That is something that I didn't want. In front of everyone. So no, I didn't want that.
When I was growing up, I didn't have parents growing up. I was orphaned 5, 7. My mom at 5, my dad at like 7, 8. And I grew up, you know, in another family. And every time I wanted to cry, I would take a walk and just go hide myself and cry and come back. So I totally understand and relate to what you're saying. And today because right now I'm teary and it's so weird. But today I'm like the softest guy ever. People like think, oh, maybe this guy is gay. No, I'm not. But I've realized the beauty of being vulnerable.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful thing. Even as a man, bro.
Yes.
Like, as a man to say, God damn it, I wanna cry. And I just cry. And so I'm just so grateful that you shared your story. You got me emotional.
And I'm so happy that you guys are actually, I think with what you're doing, as much as you guys think, oh, this is just a beauty pageant, you know,
Yeah.
we're speaking about our causes. This is exactly why we did USGM Foundation, because there's USGM Modeling Academy, which focuses on the beauty pageant side and the business side, you know. But then there's also USGM Foundation, which is what grooms and mentors, and you know, we want our space to be something that people can run into with their problems, you know. Some people are very lazy to go to church, some people are lazy to go to therapy, some people can speak to other people. So we want to create a platform whereby people are like, sizane imithwalo yethu, like yindlu kaYehova. We want to be that. Yes, because you know, when Azozi come to think of what Melissa has spoken about, at schools, there are very rare programs that are available for young people to be able to express how they feel, to express what they go through. And I think throughout the journey of Mr. and Miss Bizana High School, I've got to learn that kids are going through a lot. But they go through such big things. And all of these things, sometimes they're too young. They don't know how to react. They don't know which platform to go to for help. So we want to be available for that. And not just for the kids, for the teachers as well, and for Nina as well as the community as Bizana. We want to create a space whereby young people are able to express
I
themselves.
was gonna lie and say I'm from America. Now she exposes me. She's exposing me that I'm from Bizana.
Bizana. Let me tell you something. With USGM Modeling Academy, Bizana is gonna be the American. Everyone is gonna want to be here.
Actually, Bizana should be UK, yeah? UK, not America.
You see, yeah? So yeah, I'm actually very glad that you guys are able to speak about things that you go through, because you think sometimes ezinto udlula kuzo nguwe wedwa, but then by people listening to you, umuntu azibone ngoba hlele endlini abukele on YouTube, on Facebook, but oh, actually this is very common. Akho nto wrong about me feeling this way as a man. Akho nto wrong about me being, vulnerable, feeling like I'm weak, wanting to cry, being suicidal. I need to get help. That's what we want. We don't want abantwana bazozivalela bazixhome. We want abantwana who are going to speak about what they're going through, but not only speak, but actually get through what they're going through. Badlule kuloo nto, so that they can have a beautiful story to tell, so that even the upcoming generation can know that the things that we are feeling are very normal.
True.
The things that we are feeling.
I go to the whole thing.
The last thing I said. No, that's us ncokoling about, isn't it?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am saying that, we want this space to not just be about abantwana basezikolweni, Yes, we want them to excel academically. We want them to excel in their community, at homes. We want them to be all-rounders. Whereby xa uthetha ngomelisa ekhaya angathi umntu hayi ngomelisa lo uthetha ngayo, ango-azu lo. We want them to be the same thing everywhere, be proactive. And nani people who are involved in working with us, we want the same thing, so that when we grow, we all grow together. And we grow. We want South Africa to experience Tina the best version of ourselves, whereby we don't have to heal from anything. We know that we are happy. We know that we are fulfilled. We know that we are progressive, and we're just passing on our life experiences with the rest of South Africa, so that sibe ne-generation yabantwana abangcono than le thina sikhule kuyo. Because if I'm being honest, thina zozi kule age yethu asikhulanga sinazo ezi platforms ezinje. I remember when I started modeling, everything was just about beauty. Everything was just about being skinny, having the most beautiful dress and everything. But when it go to the core of who you are and what you want to achieve, no one actually tapped into that. It's something that we discovered on our own. And I don't want that for kids. And I think also platforms ezinjengezi zethu are not taken serious because of not tapping into that inner self. Because when you listen to us speak about how passionate he is about ukunceda icawe yakhe, serving God, you get to see there's so much more ebantwaneni bethu. Sihleli nabezindlini, and they are very deep, they're very talented. It's just that singabazali, we don't notice those things, we don't pay attention to them. And we want USGM Modeling Academy to, express and expose le nto bungayilindelanga ngomntana wakho, so that as much as the exceller esikolweni abe ne-options, if she wants to be a doctor, abe ngugqirha. If ufuna ukuba
an artist like me,
abe artist, and excel in all of those things combined, because we know that we've empowered academically, at home, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Abantwana bethu aba empowered, so that we can have a stronger and a better generation.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. How has it been like working with? Like I'm saying, these kids are amazing, bro. Like every time, I'm just like, when they speak, I'm one of those people actually who thought that modeling was just about being pretty, and looking nice.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, there's so much behind it. I had a conversation with one of your, and we were talking. Oh, what an amazing lady, by the way, Anna Tabeten. She was one of the guests at the pageant this year.
Yes.
What an amazing lady, though. Professional, just kind, a queen, actually. A queen. And I had a conversation with her about, the modeling space. And she shared such amazing stories about sisterhood and building communities.
Yes.
She's doing a project. Shout out to her. It's Kulisa, I think. It's about vegetables and feeding and just helping communities. Shout out to her for the amazing work. But how has it been working with these kids? One as UCGM Modeling Academy, and also as UCGM Foundation, and also as you, Zizile, personally, how has it been like working with them?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna try and be like, it has been stressful.
It
has been stressful. You know, when I look at, I'm gonna take the two of them, the winners, and then talk about them reflecting on everyone else. First day of camp, she cried.
She's a cry baby.
She was like, she wasn't a cry. Already. You know, I think when I got to hear her story, I got to understand where it came from, because she's always been in spaces where she was rejected, you know. So she spoke, she was introducing herself, and I was busy with a photo shoot outside. And then the next thing, she's standing, I give them a break, and then she's standing there and she's crying. She's crying, like trying to hide, but obviously it's me. I deal with kids, so I can see if there's something wrong. I stay with my nephews, you know, so I can. It's very easy for me to see when you're faking being happy as a child. Like, I've been a child, I've went through stuff, and I've dealt with so many of them. In terms of, you know, mentoring kids. So she's crying. I'm like, what's happening? She's like, no, Sissy, I wanna go home. I'm like, child, this is your new home. This is your new home. What home? What's happening? And then she says she just feels like she doesn't fit in. And, you know, for me, I was like, well, child, you need to try and fit in, because you're not going anywhere. You're going to attend this camp. You are beautiful. You're not here by mistake. I didn't travel from Bizana, a casino, Ndiele, Oliver Tambo, for you to tell me that you feel like you don't fit in here. You are here. You are a piece. Also, you are a piece in this puzzle. And if you go, who's going to take your place? Nobody. We're not going to have another.
You go, who's going to take your space?
Exactly. So you need to be there. You are part of our puzzle for 2023. So you're going to stay here. Whatever you're feeling, it's not true. It's all in your mind. And I'm also looking at him as well. That's how stressful the kids are. But it's also very nice to work with them, because you do everything with passion and love. You know, even with him, he didn't take anything serious. One thing about Azu, he does not take anything serious. Not in a bad way, but he's just that casual child. That's why I'm like, chilled. He's laid back. You're like, Azu, do this. I'm like, First day of camp, I tell them, wear your school uniform. He shows up in the taxi that I had organized for them in his golf t-shirt. He is so late. I'm like, child, what are you wearing? He says, Sissy, uniform that I'm like, you're gonna be embarrassed, it's fine. So it has been that journey. It's been very stressful, you know, but also it has been humbling for me. You know, these kids don't know me, and I'm also not that older than them, but they've allowed me to into their personal space, into their personal selves. Banga pretend ngathi bayinto abangeyiyo just to win the title, and you know, they get to share their most personal things. Iqonda nami ke ngokuyandisenda le mithwalo bentende ayifuna. And my mom will be like, no, go wasukela abantwana ngo March last year wathi ufuna uba audition and you want them in your space. All 50 of them, you need to find a way to live with them. And I think also for me that has been very beautiful, you know, knowing that we are able to take kids coming from different backgrounds with different experiences and bring them in one place, and they form a relationship, a familyhood that they have. It has been beautiful. I'm gonna all round it to in way one of stressful and amazing, because zonke organizations zethu zoyi-3 ndiba experience indlela eyi-1. I build boundaries cha. I become their friend. I'm also very realistic, and ndibaqhathe mina abantwana ndithi no, mna I didn't do this thing, I didn't make those mistakes, I've been perfect. No, I just grow and groom my kids ngale ndlela nami endikhuliswe ngayo. If ishoot iphelile ngo-2, then by 4 o'clock you need to be home, because nami ndakhuliswe ekhaya kusithiwa 6 o'clock angeni mntu kaMthembu. Gates are closed. You need to find a way, but whatever you do it before 6 o'clock, because ixesha lalapha ekhaya ngo-6. So ndibakhulise ngale ndlela nami endikhuliswe ngayo, and that's how they become who they are. That's how babe yilento bayiyo through me reflecting on how I'm being raised as well. Ndabafundisa ngaloo ndlela. Basho bayahluzeka abantwana banje. Basho babathi makustrike kuthiwe power. So I think we've had a very great, like with this year's group, we've had an amazing time. Khange sibe nazingxaki ezininzi. We eliminated here and there, but it was never because of izizathu ezimbi, you know. It was only because it's a competition at the end of the day, so the show must go on. People need to be left behind, and then the serious ones need to go further, because from 50 we're only sitting with 2 out of abantwana bayi 50 sasikade sinabo. So it has been that experience for us. It was amazing, but stressful, but amazing, and it was also worth it. because at the end of the day, I got the most amazing winners ever.
Definitely.
Totally different, two different people, you know, but also so impactful in their own crafts. This one is too serious. When you speak to her, you feel like you're speaking to, you feel like you're sitting in the parliament or United Nations.
She amazes me,
She scares me. I won't lie. She does. When I'm gonna have a serious conversation with Melissa, I'm like, I need to tap into my maths student.
Yeah, it's like,
exactly.
You
need to.
so like Melissa.
You know, and also there's also Azu with a very beautiful aura that is very, you know, kind, welcoming, you know, it gives you comfort.
Yeah.
I take Melissa to parliament, I take Azu to the kids, and then at the end of the day, organization gets to a combination of, you know, an all-rounder.
Which is actually an amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
Because normally you would take a male to parliament and a female to kids. And I love, and I'm gonna say it's God. 'Cause I'm a huge believer in Christ. I'm gonna say I love how God has actually made this year's pageant winners to be like that. It's teaching us a lot. It's teaching us a lot.
All of the norms that we know about
a female can be a leader, and a male can be caring and nurturing.
So I pick characters, I would say, based on the norms. But for me, it's something very normal and something that we'll get to experience because it shows everything that we are taught. Some of it might not be true because wonke can be what they want to be if they just embrace who they are. Azu embraces being a nurturing person, or Melissa embraces being a leader and, you know, bringing that. And it's okay. It's who they are. They embrace what they are. And Nati as a platform, we don't force them. But Azu, he ba serious kakulu. It's not who he is, you know. He taps into who he is and then he focuses on that and gives us the best version of that. And then this one becomes the parliamentary little malema. And then he focuses on that and then it's also and then it's also beautiful.
Man, let me talk to Azu a bit. Are you good, bro?
Yes, I'm good.
Awesome. You've been quiet for a long time, so Azu, how important is, because Cecilia mentioned that you love church and you love, and I mean we were speaking in another episode about, you know, your project, you going to clean a church, and I'm a huge, like, I love Jesus. I'm a huge Jesus follower. I love him. How important is your relationship with God? I never would have beat depression without Jesus. I never would be where I am without Jesus. And I know this is a UZGM show, but I just want to put that out there, that I myself and Yamkela Zozi, you say this person is nothing without God. How important is your relationship with God?
To me, it is really important because it is what I've been raised with. So my father is a pastor, and my mother is a pastoress. So that's what so that's why I see church very close to me, and that gets the confidence ukuthi ngitsho ebantwini ukuthi vele mina ndiyi-PK because ekukhuleni vele you receive a lot of pressure ebantwini abanganini because uyi-PK, so bazozithi hayi mnyana umfundisi lona akayenzi into ethile so nayo le foundation incedile ukuthi ngigain confidence kumuntu endinguye umuntu is. So I've learned a lot ukuthi yes, you must be yourself, a best version of yourself.
You're a PK, interesting. Now, I actually want to talk a bit about being a PK, because I've been graced and fortunate enough to actually be in that space. It's a lot of pressure. Because people expect you to be like your mom or your dad.
Yes.
And you're a kid, you're gonna make mistakes, and you want to, you know, maybe do like this type of hairstyle, or you wanna tint your hair gray, or what can we expect from you as the reigning Mr. Bizana High School's king?
What you can expect from me is that
a lot of parties. I'm joking.
I am going to be focusing more on helping and developing kids' confidence, and what I want to do is teach kids to choose their peers correctly. They must not be pressurized, something like peer pressure, because they will join things that they are izinto abangaziqhelanga, izinto ezingabalungeliyo. So I want them to stand their ground to who they are. Banganyaziswa abantu, bangapressurizwa abantu. They must do what they like and do what they want. So I want them to be confident enough, but by who they are, not by what people want them to be. Yes.
Stand your ground, young man.
Yeah.
I love that. So, my lady, what can we expect from you as the reigning queen of Miss Bizana High Schools?
I plan on launching my anti-bullying campaign and working on that, but also raising awareness around disabilities, because I've noticed that people are really not knowledgeable on disabilities, which makes them not understand abantu with disabilities and treat them right. So I want to educate people, especially abantwana abancane, about that. So yeah.
How do people get in contact? Maybe someone wants to help out with the campaign that you're doing. Should they contact UZGM or contact you specifically?
No, I'd like them to contact the UZGM Foundation.
Awesome.
Yes.
Ma'am, apparently next year you are bringing Miss Universe.
You're gonna get me arrested.
I'm joking.
You're gonna get me arrested.
Yeah, but I was speaking to a friend. We were at Barcelos, which is also one of your sponsors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great chicken.
Great
food.
chicken.
That's why I'm so fair, you guys. Barcelos will give you the best of the best.
So I was sitting at Barcelos at the Wild Coast Sun with a friend of mine, and we were talking, and I was like, I'm so excited that I have Zizile in my space. Nabaga is of Fem Crown, which also is a sponsor of the pageant, and yeah, they have an amazing shop in Port Edward. If you're around the south coast of KZN, just pop in or go or search them on Instagram and DM and be like, oh, you know. So I was talking to them and telling them about the amazing work you've done with the show. I was like, this is proper. You know, like I was like, damn, this is proper. Like, we had the show with the Wild Coast Sun, another sponsor, at the Wild Coast Sun. Everything was spot on, bruh. I was a content creator and doing content, and you know how it is. I was rolling with the big guns. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing for these young people, and also showing people, you know, because we're village dudes, and showing village people that it's possible. Like, you don't have to go to Johannesburg to have quality things.
Yes.
Now I'm a huge believer of that. You know, with my media company, I always try to say, yo, I need to do production that people from New York, people from Los Angeles, people from, you know, London, the UK, can actually say, I'm in Africa, where can I shoot? Oh, let me search and be like, oh, I feel comfortable working with these guys because they know what they're doing. And so thank you so much for, you know, being a catalyst of change. And just, yeah, man, for the amazing work you are doing. Guys, any last words before we close?
Do you guys have anything you want to add? Okay, well, the last words that I would like to say is, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because everything that we shoot today, we're going to be sharing there. And also you can contact us if you want to be a part of what we're doing through WhatsApp. It's 081-542-7021, but I'm sure
it's going to be on the screen or in the description box.
And then also you can go to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, as well as Twitter, and then search at it's Mr. and Miss Bizana High Schools or your ZGM Modeling Academy, or search Nodumo Mthembu, because me and socials, yeah.
She's running away from certain things I'm not going to mention. But anyway, guys, my name is Yamkela Zozi.